Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back Eric and Carson Blomqvist. Come on down, Lawrence. Good fun, yeah? A good Monday afternoon slash. Oh, you're here. You're in the audience. So, how did it look and sound?
I think
For
good.
you?
I think it was very fun.
For you, no, for you personally.
Great,
You've
amazing,
never seen
amazing.
it on
This
screen
yeah,
quite this size.
It's another world. It's really quite wonderful.
We've seen it hundreds of times. It feels like the first time.
But you probably didn't edit it on a screen.
Oh, the
before.
first time you see it like this. Yeah.
It's always like I walked in earlier in the week and I was like, it's bigger than I remember it.
Yes. So, how did this project come about? Give us a bit of the genesis.
12 years ago, we came up with a seed of an idea. 10 years ago, we made a concept trailer for it, thinking that in 6 months it would turn into a feature. It took 10 years, and it got developed, and we brought in all the new knowledge that we got over the years, and friends and connections that we made during that time, and then we did it.
And where did you shoot?
Yeah, we shot in northwestern Connecticut, so the New England area, if you're familiar in the States. Very autumnal, very beautiful that time of year, and it was very inspiring for us to kind of build around that.
And was the town amenable to the shooting?
Yes and no. For the most part, yes.
Is anyone recording? Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, we were very happy to have shot there. I mean, I think that what needed to get happened. We were very, very grateful that they opened the doors of their actual town hall, and small town politics are a thing, and we drew from that for this as well. Can I bring some of the cast down right now, Paul? Is that cool? I would love to bring down Naomi, Olivia, Amelia, Catherine, Arun, and Dylan. They are with us today. Come on down, guys.
Wow, just a few, just a few. Come on down, guys. Wherever you are.
Dylan played Tyler, Arun played Nancy Faulkner, Naomi played Allison, Amelia played Lily. They're walking down together. Naomi played Allison, Amelia, Lily Gladwell. Olivia played Melissa Faulkner. Are we missing one? Catherine Curtin, making an entrance as always. I love it.
Commissioner Peterson, everyone.
The gang's all here. So, how was the shoot?
I don't know if I should do it first.
Yeah, sure, okay, whatever. It was amazing. It was super fun. It was a small, little town that I definitely haven't really been to before, so it was really nice to enjoy that charm and just really get into it as we were shooting. Everyone was just super wonderful and fun, and it was just such a fun movie to make. Everyone had a great time.
Ditto. Yeah, it was so fun, and this was the first movie I ever made, so I think it was the perfect group to do it with.
I mean, I think it was just so autonomous. Like Carson said, it was just like the perfect setting, the perfect group of people, and they made it such a fun experience for all of us. So it was really wonderful.
It was very autumnal until we were trying to shoot that opening scene, and we were rolling, and we're like, they just put the Christmas decorations up on this street. So all of us, myself included, started running down the street, just madly tearing them down, and just giving hard glares to people who looked like they wanted to stop us, and we got it. But if you look really deep, there's still some Christmas wreaths deep in the background.
Yes. So the question was it a deliberate choice to sort of make the likability of the characters a priority? And for us, yes, I think there's someone relatable for all different types of people within this town. It's a big ensemble, and I think you might sort of identify with someone or something about them resonates with you. So by the time these kind of crazy things ensue, you're kind of, invested to the point where,
Like we wrote Blair and Harold to both really be quite awful, but you're like, but I kind of like them. you know? So people do kind of choose sides, at least in the early test kind of things that we did.
Person there.
Hi. Love the film. What about the slasher genre do you find so creatively stimulating? Because I know this is like your second one now after She Came from the Woods, so...
It was, I think that we really like the murder mystery component to it, and intrigue and double crossing, and also like the creativity that you can have with some of these set pieces, and making them really character driven. And I think it's interesting when you layer in deaths outside of the actual slashings in these movies, because there were a couple of them, and I think everything just kind of raises the stakes as you go.
Yeah, and I think slashers specifically have a unique ability to, if you do them a certain way, kind of explore certain social themes that other genres don't have the same sort of way to explore. And with this, we wanted to pose a lot of questions, and we thought the slasher sort of framework made a lot of sense.
We deliberately strayed away from people having, yes, he asked if there was like a Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton thing going on. I'm sure there were going to be people who think that. I know that Amy also drew from Sarah Palin, and I know, and sometimes Jace was playing kind of like the, kind of like Bradley Whitford and Get Out vibes, like the cool. So we tried to kind of do both. So I think you can watch this movie with the idea that, Faulkner's on the right, Gladwell's on the left, but it's kind of fun to watch it as the reverse too. But ultimately it kind of doesn't matter because it's more about a system, and they're kind of two sides of the same coin.
I'm sorry, I just came in late, so I really love the movie. I hope I didn't anticipate that. What were some movies that informed and influenced the films themselves?
I mean, I'm not gonna pretend that we didn't love Scream as kids, but the difference is we didn't want this to be meta-referential. We didn't want this to be about movies. We didn't want the killer to be Roger L. Jackson, because we can't, do that. But we drew from the intrigue and the autumnal vibes and that kind of tone of mischief that's out there. And then we realized
Yeah, there are a few unexpected, I think, examples too, like the movie Jaws having to do with Amity and are we going to close the beach, are we not going to close the beach, and what if we sort of put that in this box and explored it as if it were a slasher film. And that was sort of informative as well.
The difference between the script 12 years ago and the script it's like the same heart, but we've gotten a lot of body modification.
There originally was no political overt sort of element to the story. That was a new thing as of the last year or two that we felt very inclined to explore, especially given its autumn setting and the way it could sort of heighten the stakes of the town and what everyone was going through, and also kind of like something that resonated with us that we wanted to kind of see more about what we could learn about people through politics. Not necessarily about politics, but about who they are and what they represent.
It allowed us to kind of have this interesting autumnal Americana meeting. Some people are saying it's like The Purge meets Scream kind of vibe, so that's, that answers the previous question as well. I'll hold it, it's okay. I'm giving this to you.
This is, I think this is really like my first slasher film, and I'm so enjoying it a lot. And I did it because I think for me, my age, really like a medieval age. I think women are not really allowed to get out of the box comedically. And so this was, which I used to do, I don't anymore, but I used to do a lot of theater, and theater allowed that. But film and TV, you don't get many Jim Carrey females. And so I thought, well, maybe this is a place where I could have as much fun as I wanted to have. And I grew up, when I was very little, my dad and I used to watch Kojak and Columbo. And I was like, this was just a homage to that for me. And they were so much fun to work for because there was no never existed. And it was just, it was a blast. And you know, when you come from more serious stuff to enter into this genre, it's so silly and liberating and wonderful. And you know, Saturday Night Live, here I come.
Hi, thanks. Really enjoyed the film and the performances. Thought the actors really inhabited and played and interpreted the roles really well. I'd just like to know, you mentioned that you had a blast on it. What about the other actors, and will we be seeing you in horror films at Frightfest in the future?
I hope so. I'd love to come back to Frightfest. Like I said, this was the first movie I made, so it was the first horror film also, but I think, like Kathy said, this genre is so fun, so yes. Can I say The Purge? That's probably one of the first ones that I saw, actually.
I watched The Exorcist a while ago, and that
Well,
was...
you can see it a bit later if you want.
Well, there you go. I'll see you there. Yeah, this was so much fun to film, and I actually really loved being covered in blood, so I feel like I can see that again in my future. Yeah.
Cast us again next year.
Done. Understood.
Paul, are we at time? All right, so last thing I'm gonna say, I sort of said this in the intro. Obviously, there are a lot of twists and turns of plot. If you're gonna talk to people about it or write something about it, just kindly don't say them, you know?
Yes.
At least for now. We're trying to, you're like inner circle right now. You're only the second audience publicly to see this, which is, and you were amazing. So, you're in the inner circle with us, and we really appreciate you being here and watching it with us, and I'm sure we'll catch you guys outside. Looking forward to having smaller combos. What? When is it properly out? In the future, I don't know, probably later this year or early next, yeah, so thank you guys so much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.